Acting has always been a spiritual journey for me. And in my family, one thought process was very clear that art has to be a part of your life. I have multiple passion disorder. What theatre taught me is about being real. I am in the business of experiment. वो लड़की कहाँ is me and Tapsi. It's a fun film.
Hello everyone. Today I'll be speaking with an actor who was the breakout sensation of 2020 with his amazing web show Scam 1992. I'm sure you must have guessed his name, right? It's Pratik Gandhi, aka Harshad Mehta. And for those of you who don't know, Pratik is also a very well-renowned Gujarati actor and a theatre artist. Welcome to the Indian Express, Pratik. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
So it's your birthday today. So first of all, many happy returns of the day.
Thank you very much.
So it's your birthday today. So we'll start by talking about something which is really close to your heart. In almost all your interviews, you have said that theatre is something where your heart lies. And you're one of the few actors who, despite doing so many web shows and movies, is still continuing to do regional cinema plus theatre. So please tell us, you have done theatre for so many years. What is the one thing that makes you go back to theatre again and again?
So I always felt that theatre is actor's gym, or theatre is the place where I can commit a lot of mistakes, performing same character multiple times, and then learn from those experiences. Theatre is one place that has given me so much of confidence to recreate same emotions again and again. And I feel theatre is live. It is live audience. It is about instant gratification. What I think, process, and perform has to get translated there and there itself for the audience immediately. And that's something that I love about theatre. At the same time, theatre also makes me feel that I'm human. I'm not a robot. And while saying that, what I mean is that if I perform same play multiple times, it is humanly not possible that you can achieve same thing every time. So that makes me absolutely human, fluid, and I'm ready to experiment. It also helps me understand that nothing is permanent. The same play can work wonders today, and tomorrow it might just not work for the audience. So it helps me digest the success as well as failure. So it's a life lesson that I've got from theatre.
Now, picking up from what you said about theatre, please tell us how being a theatre artist has helped in your camera/screen acting. Like, what are the techniques, tools, or methods from theatre that help in your screen acting?
So the biggest help that I've got from theatre is that it's not only my line or my scene or what I have to do that I concentrate on. I'm supposed to concentrate on all the aspects of the play, which will help get a better experience for the audience. The same thought process helps me in films also. Because it's not only me who's important in that film. It's the story which is important. It's the feel that we are trying to create as a collective team for the audience. Theatre also taught me situational leadership. In one scene, I may be leading the scene, but in the other scene, I'm just a viewer. I'm not supposed to say a word. And that's the discipline that you're supposed to inculcate as an actor, is what I felt always. So these are the things that help me a lot. And I don't see there is a much difference between screen acting and theatre acting that way. It is just that if I have to reach out to the last person in the row in the auditorium, I might have to be a little louder as far as the voice throw is concerned. But that doesn't make me a loud actor who performs the loud expressions. Because the camera is so close to me, so camera is a representation of the audience for me, right? If it is so close to me, I don't have to shout. I can be a little softer, which helps in real life also. So what theatre taught me is about being real. Be in the character, be real, and create that moment alive. I guess these are very basic things on which I I work, whether it's a web series, a long format, or a short film, or a theater.
In one of your interviews, you talked about spirituality and how you believe that every script has its own destiny. So, in a time when hits and commercial success are the buzzwords of the industry, how do you maintain the same perspective? Like, how do you approach scripts with a spiritual mindset?
So acting has always been a spiritual journey for me because I am a firm believer that there are energies which are working towards anything and everything that we do. It can't be merely a coincidence that we are talking this way today. There has to be something, and not everything that we understand. So if we don't understand something, we can't even negate it. There is something that is existing. Having said that, theater, creating a character is a very spiritual journey because I have to get into character's thought process. I have to get that energy inside me to create that character in his world and make it believable for the audience. Sometimes you get biopics where those characters were alive, sometimes, where their stories are known. But most of the time, these are all fictional characters that we create out of stories. So something is written on paper, and where I have to create that in flesh and blood. How do I do it? I have to have that spiritual connect to the character, whether it's a biopic character or it's a fictional character. Then only it will become believable for the audience. So if the character that I'm performing is sad, you as an audience should feel like crying. You should feel that sadness. If a character is happy on screen or on stage, as an audience, it should translate. So the moment because the moment you understand this, the moment you think like this, you are way beyond these things that you just talked about, right?
Right.
Because these are much beyond it. And art, for me, it was always it should be a part of life in any form. And I'm blessed that I could have this field of performing arts where I'm creating multiple characters in a single lifetime, and it has to be approached with a spiritual mindset, is what I feel, so that it keeps you away from all the burdens, it keeps you away from all the pressures, and it helps you recreate fresh perspective every day. And I mean, after having said all these things, as far as box office is concerned, so-called commercial success is concerned, in each and every film there are so many variables which are beyond your understanding, which are beyond your control. So I mean, even if I want to think, I can't control everything. So then there is no point wasting your energy.
Right. So, while we're on the subject, I think it's possible that you could have easily sort of lost focus with all the fame that came your way after scam. It's possible that you could have easily believed in your own hype. But how did you stay clear of all this? Like, how did you maintain your mental sanity? Or have you had phases where you felt, kind of like you were losing focus?
Uh, Fortunately, by God's grace, I haven't lost focus yet. I haven't, bought into the feel that I have done something really great and marvelous, and now this is it, or uh, you know, I am the supreme or superior is. I mean, I could never think like that. And as I said earlier, because of the theater life that I had for the longest time, uh, I'll use the same example again. That everything is momentary, and whatever love that I've got from the audience is because of the character that I created. So they are in love with that character and that character's journey. Now I have to learn as an actor to come out of that character and be myself, because I have to recreate another character. So I should not have any color, any taste, any fragrance. All the color, taste, and fragrance should come out from the character. If I'll carry my own fragrance everywhere, then it will be a very weird fragrance that you'll get from all the characters, and you will see me only everywhere. It might sound little bookish and orthodox, but this is a real fact for any actor. every character should look different, that should look part of the story, because then the audience enjoys it. Otherwise I become my own destroyer, because for 4 or 5 films or 4 or 5 shows, people will say that, "Arey, yaar, the same style, the same smile, the same walk," which is very good. But after 4 or 5 films, the same audience will not hesitate in saying that it's all same. You don't enjoy it anymore.
Right.
So, I mean, if I understand it this way, then I should not be taking myself seriously. First point. The second is that I am in the business of experiment. I have to experiment every time. If I take myself too seriously, if I buy into this success and take it to my head and my heart, it will make my life very difficult to create anything, any other character. Because then I'll always be under pressure कि अरे ये पहले से और अच्छा होना चाहिए, नहीं तो मैं नहीं करूँगा. And there is no guarantee. And unless I experiment, I'll never be, discovering something new about myself also. So I don't want to take that pressure, and that's the reason I don't buy into that thing.
Right. And I also think, also I think upbringing also have a role to play in this. So my next question actually, follows this. You come from a very non-filmy background. So does your upbringing have a role to play in your choices as an actor or the way you approach characters?
A lot actually. Upbringing makes a lot of difference. So I come from teachers' family, and everyone in my family, they're all artists. They are all, Shastri Sangeet and Haveli Sangeet. So they are Visharad, Jubandar Visharad, there are Bharatanatyam dancers, there are singers, there are tabla players, there are pakhavaj players. And in fact, I also took it from my father. The love for the performing arts. I've learned tabla from him. I've learned a dance from him. He used to be a dancer himself. He used to teach. He used to choreograph a lot of inter-school and youth festivals. He was a teacher himself in the school. And in my family, one thought process was very clear that art has to be a part of your life.
That's so rare.
Yeah, it is. It has to be a part of your life, whatever you do. And nobody ever made art a profession in my family. I'm the first one who has a full-time profession as an artist. So these things play a major role when it comes to deciding the kind of character that I want to do. It also helped. I mean, it played a major role in my approach towards life, towards work, towards art, towards scripts. So yeah, I mean, I am sure it reflects everywhere in anybody's life.
Right. So, talking about your background, so while researching about you, I found, few of the most interesting things. Like everyone knows that, you were an engineer and you did a corporate job for so many years. But apart from that, you have kind of donned so many hats. I read somewhere that you used to clean water tanks and you used to entertain people in birthday and kitty parties. So please throw some light on this phase of your life.
So I kept saying always in all my interviews that I have multiple passion disorder. I want to do a lot of things. I want to learn a lot of things at the same time. And that was the time where I was actually, I was new in this city, Bombay. I came from Surat, and I came with no money actually, practically. I just had engineering degree with me, and I wanted to explore theater also here and engineering also here, because engineering is also an equal passion that I have. So I started searching for jobs, some odd jobs or some part-time jobs, so that I can continue my theater. I can continue performing on stage. And it's not only performing a character on stage or being a part of a play. I used to do a lot of different things which are connected to actors' life, like play reading sessions, poetry recitation sessions. If some books are getting launched, so a part of that book is to be read on the stage. So I would participate there also. There are a lot of cultural activities that I would do. Some literatures, some related to literatures also. So that kept me closer to Gujarati literature, Gujarati culture also, and performing arts in all the sense. Apart from that, I got a chance to perform in birthday parties and all because I needed some money also to survive in Bombay. And there I came to know that there are something like this that keeps happening in Bombay. There are a lot of kids' birthday party hosts which are required throughout the year. And then during 31st December, they also need host a party for some buildings or some resorts, some groups. There are kitty party groups. This is the new life that I saw in Bombay for the first time. I'm talking about 2006-7. And there I got a chance that one day one event was happening and the host could not reach there. He met with an accident. So I was called in a haste that just go and handle the show. I did not,
Spontaneously.
yeah, I did not know how to do it. My cousin had a company called Party Planet and she had a show. She had taken a show of a kid's birthday party somewhere in Goregaon. So she asked me that just go and handle the show. I don't have anybody else right now. By the time I arrange some other host, some other compare, you just manage. That was the first time that I managed a birthday party, and I quite liked it because it challenged me as a performer. That how do you hold the audience without a script? You have to make them play games. You have to engage them, make them laugh, and it's like on your one command, a group of 250, 100 people are moving here and there. They are dancing, they're playing. So that helped me learn a lot of things about performances. That just your voice command can do magic. And I enjoyed that. So I did a lot of shows. I mean, for those 4 or 5 years, I used to do at least minimum 15, 20 shows a month. And that helped me earn a lot of money. Apart from that, I did a lot of other jobs, like water tank cleaning. So I started a small company. I bought two machines, trained 2, 3 people, and took contract of Parla East, some around 10, 15 societies of yearly maintenance of water tanks with those machines. And one of the days when those workers didn't turn up, I had to get into the water tanks and clean it because I had taken up a contract, so I had to honor it. I also installed mobile cell sites across Bombay, around 15 of them.
Where did you learn all of this?
I'm an engineer, and so that answers a bigger chunk of your question. That learning becomes very easy that way because once you learn the process, the rest all is very easy to put in the map. That helped me a lot. So my engineering, I give a lot of credit to my engineering studies also because that helped me think differently about everything.
Right. Uh, Really, really interesting. I'm so fascinated by everything you did. Now, moving on, talking about your first show, Scam. So you did an autobiographical role in Scam, and in some of your upcoming projects sorry, in some of your upcoming projects as well. You will be, you'll be portraying real life characters like Mahatma Gandhi and like Jyotiba Phule. So please tell us, how do you get the mannerisms, body language, way of speaking right? Because these are real life characters. You can't put so much of your creativity, into
Yeah.
such characters. How do you do that?
So my approach is very simple that I don't get into mimicking these real life characters that I'm performing, whether on stage or on screen. Because the moment you start mimicking, you take soul out of it, is what I feel. So without mimicking them, I want to touch upon their psychology, their psyche, the way they used to think. And if I get it right, audience will not mind if I perform Mahatma Gandhi on stage with a beard. Because you as an audience will start seeing beyond it. It's not only what you see, it's what you feel. So my job as an actor is to make you feel right about the character. That's how I think about it. And apart from that, all these biopic characters, everyone knows about their story, their lives, what they did. Everything is known. What is not known is what must have happened in their minds.
Hmm.
Because nobody knows that. It is open for interpretation. So I like to touch upon those aspects because I am performing that character. So I want to think about those incidences in a way, the way that person would have thought. I mean, it's open for interpretation. That's the creativity that I want to use there. Otherwise, the look and feel, the costumes, the outside makeup, and all is all same that you have to keep as it is. And in fact, right now I'm talking to you from the sets of Jyotiba Phule.
Oh
Phule
wow.
film that we are shooting right now. That's the reason this beard and all. Because earlier we thought that we put up a beard, but then we took a break. I grew this beard, and I wanted to be as close as possible. So these are the things that we do.
Right. And I think it's also difficult because a lot of people before you, they have portrayed Mahatma Gandhi. So how to differentiate, you know? So I think that's also a challenge, right?
Yeah, that's a big challenge. That is a big challenge. But I mean, I don't focus there because you don't know what works. Actually, there are a lot of people who performed Mahatma Gandhi, and a lot of people have done a real good job. But I can't even copy that because I'm a different human being. My body is different. My muscles work differently. At the same time, you can understand that by doing this, what he or she must have tried to do. So I just want to learn that how do I translate these emotions as Mahatma Gandhi or as Jyotiba Phule.
Right. You know, talking about characters, I would really like to ask one question. You know, you portrayed a gay man in Modern Love. So, and it was kind of breaking out of the typical hero stereotype, right? So, please tell us what were the challenges that you faced, given that still, very sadly, there is a certain perception attached to what a hero should look like.
There may be perception attached to what the hero should look like, but what are the real life heroes in our lives? Let's think about common audience. Who are their heroes? It's not the heroes that we see on the big screen. Their real life heroes are maybe their fathers, their brothers, their mother, a neighbor, a friend, who are real, regular, normal people. So what your look doesn't make you hero. What you do makes you hero. Having said that, this is what I think always. And in this story also, like Model of Mumbai, that character story. So we never thought about hero, heroine, or what. It is that character's journey is what we wanted to put. And because it's a central character, you get to see him for the longest time on screen. And the whole film is from his point of view.
Right.
That's when he becomes a hero for the common person. जिसे हमने ज्यादा देखा वो हीरो है, पर ऐसा होता नहीं. Who's hero? Hero is somebody who is fighting for her rights. Hero is somebody who actually stand tall in the most odd situation in life. So these are the common things about hero. In fact, I have never seen anybody as hero but my father. And ask anybody. So who are there? What are the physique? What is the physical requirement of being a hero? So that quintessential idea of hero per se.
The sad reality, of
I
course.
think, yeah, I mean, it's not that relevant anymore. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are certain aesthetics attached to it. That something in public, in on the big hoardings, on the screen looks really good. So I'm not taking away any credit from that. That also requires a lot of hard. But as far as stories are concerned, anybody can be hero.
We are really excited about some of your upcoming projects like Wo Ladki Hai Kahan, and there's this rom-com that you are doing with Vidya Balan ma'am and Ilyana. So please tell us about some other projects of yours that we should be, you know, looking forward to. And please tell us more about Wo Ladki Hai Kahan and that rom-com that I just mentioned.
So Wo Ladki Hai Kahan is me and Tapsi. It's a fun film. It's a real fun film. And I don't think people have seen me in these kind of looks and these kind of characters. So it's an experiment that I did, and I hope it works. So whatever that I have seen in the film during the dubbing and during the edit, I have loved those parts. I hope it works with the audience. The one that I did with Vidya and Ilyana and Sendil Ramamurthy, it's a good love story, and it has a very intrinsic young humor, which is a part of the story. I mean, there is nobody who's played the humor. So that is one thing that I'm really excited about. Another film which just got announced with Geo that me and Yami did together, which is called Dhoom Dham.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's another. I wouldn't say rom-com, but it's a thriller.
Now we are towards the end of our interview. My last question actually would be, so on your birthday, what advice would you like to give your younger self? Something you wish you had known back then.
Something that I wish I had known back then is be patient, be more patient. Though I was always patient, but I still would have told myself that be more patient. Calm down a bit and learn to do nothing once in a while. Because I think I never understood that the value of doing nothing and learn meditation as early as possible. Because I lost that early time of meditation, I guess.
So do you do meditation? Are you on that path?
I'm trying. I'm a very novice in this. I'm really trying very hard to get into meditation and those things because as I told you, I get passionate about multiple things and I want to do that, and more of it is physical activity. So I always love getting involved physically in things. So like if I get some time, I want to work out, I want to run, I want to play, I want to talk, I want to rehearse, So these are the things that I kept me going, and I don't know. So now it is difficult for me to close my eyes and sit for 2 minutes. It's very difficult.
Right. So I think that was it. Thank you so much for interacting with us, Pratik. And many happy returns of the day again. I wish you, that you keep growing by leaps and bounds, and that we see you more on screen and on stage, obviously.
Thank you very much for lovely wishes.
Thank you so much.